Ladies and gentlemen, it's a crime.
What's up, guys? It's Furious Black. I just want to go over a couple things, man. I'm really loving what Israel's doing right now, man, with the whole coming together and standing on their own too, trying to build a nation and doing it slowly too. They're not, pushing something crazy hard or strenuous on each other. We're just gonna work together. But, you teach what you teach and we teach what we teach. And eventually, something will come out of that. Our children will find the necessary reasons to come together. Even if we can't find it right now, somebody else will, just like we finding the reasons to come together. And that's something that we have to really, appreciate, because it shows growth and it shows love. It shows care. It shows potential for the future. And it shows that, the scriptures isn't lying. It just shows that. And if you are a Hebrew Israelite and you realize, the scripture says, gather yourself together, O nation not desired. I mean, what better proof than all the camps starting to come together and starting to teach, we're not going to talk against this camp, we're not going to talk against this camp, but, at least provide scriptures. Because if you provide scriptures, I could go and research that for myself, and then, I can update my teachings and my stance on a particular subject that you had did extensive research on. And that's not a bad thought, because people need to understand that everybody doesn't have the answers. This isn't the time of Moses. And Paul tells you, for we prophesy in part, but he wished that he was in our day so that he could see all of the prophecies coming into fruition, the scriptures being fulfilled in our time. He wished that he was here. And I'm a big proponent of saying, nobody knows when Christ is coming, because he could come with our children or my age in their 30s, or they could come when our grandchildren are in their 30s. We don't know, but we know that this is the beginning of a nation, because of course 2/3 of Israel is not gonna make it. So if 2/3 of Israel is not gonna make it, that means there's gonna be people that don't subscribe to it, but they're Israelites nonetheless, but they're not gonna make it. And that's another thing. Israel, you're not an Israelite unless you subscribe to the doctrine, because you're just like the other nations if you're not doing what God tells you to do. And there's a lot though, man, and I'm appreciative of how Israel is getting together, man, and saying, we're tired of being apart. We're tired of people trying to put us against each other. We're tired of not having a collective voice. And that's an amazing thing, an amazing thing. And I'm just ready for it, man. I mean, there's another thing that's been grinding my gears, man. I haven't made a video in a long time, but this been bugging me. The ones that keep saying the 12 chart breakdown is false, man. These people gotta be agents, or they gotta be, people that are trying to say that Hebrew Israelites are false. Like, how do you come and say that somebody else is lying about something that you never studied in depth or under somebody that knows the information? You come from your house in God knows where, and you say that God, only blacks are the Hebrew Israelites. See, listen, man, we're not saying that the people in Venezuela that are ruling, or the people in Puerto Rico that are ruling, the ruling class of people, are the Israelites. We're saying the ones that are going through the atrocities and the ones that are going through the tribulations just as we have, that came from this side of the world, that are on this side of the world, that left this side of the world on slave ships, on ships as well, are the Israelites. That's what we're saying. We're not saying that the people that came to these countries, to this side of the world, are Hebrew Israelites. We're not saying that. So it doesn't matter if most of the boats from Africa went to Brazil and South America. The people that were there in South America were already Israelites. Do you get it? So the notion that you feel that, oh, so how is it that the Israelites, how is it Asher and Naphtali's in South America if the bulk of Africans came to this land? Hello, there was people there already. You know, like, these are the things that people fail to realize and put together. And first of all, they don't listen. They're not getting educated in the doctrine. They're getting what they want out of it, and then they want to go and say, "Hey, look, I'm a teacher too. This white scholar says I'm the best scholar she's ever seen, even though I've never been to school." Like, are you an agent, dog? Like, what are you going to some white person for accolades or for approval of the knowledge? Nobody gives a damn about what these people think. Like, really, like, seriously. Like, that, it grinds my gears that I see that I seen that. I had to delete that, brother. You know? Because, you know, I'm not going to have that type of buffoonery on my Facebook. You know? But other than that, man, a lot of sisters, they putting in hard work. A lot of brothers putting in hard work. We getting together, you know. And 10 years from now, you know, let's put it like this, man. 60 years, 50 years from before now, they didn't know it was going to look like this. Hold on, guys. But what I was saying was, you know, 60 years ago, you know, they wasn't thinking it would have been so many Israelites out here. I mean, they probably thought of it, but they didn't imagine what it would look like. You know, it would have been fractions of the church. You know, different brothers would have left and created their own churches. They didn't know that this brother would have been a leader, you know, in his own right. You know, they didn't know that, you know. So in 10 years from now, we don't know what this is going to look like. Because I was watching a video where they were saying Iran has this plan to destroy the electric system of America for a year. So we don't know what it's going to look like a year from now. Because, you know, once people are terrified, that's when war happens in America. You know, because they can't use their cars, they can't use their cell phones, they can't use their blow dryers, they can't take showers like they used to. There's no water, there's no food, there's no refrigeration to save their food, there's nothing. So things are gonna start to get hectic. There's no food out here. And this is the type of stuff that people don't understand. So we don't know what it's gonna look like 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, with the outcomes of the wars that are on the horizon and the wars that are happening right now. We don't know how far they're gonna escalate. So, you know, being at this point, man, I have to say, I'm just glad to be a Hebrew Israelite, even though I yearn and I want to be a part of a camp. You know, I feel like the time is not permitting me because of my own situations or my own, lack of better words, demons. You know, I have to put it like that, you know, but I'm excited to see where the next 30, 40 years takes us, and I think we're on the right track, man. by even just having talks of coming together with other churches and having not debates, but seminars together. Brothers presenting their information, and I appreciate that 100,000%. So with that, man, I'm Furious Black, and subscribe to my videos, man. Show support. Thank you.